Hi, welcome back to The Distressed Princess. I'm Rhonda. Today is episode 6 of my Christmas crafting series. Let's take a look at what I'll be making today. My recent trip to the Christmas shop was really inspirational. It made me want to make some sweetly colored Christmas decorations. So I already had these gingerbread houses that I got from the Dollar Tree. And so I really thought I would just paint them up with some sweet pink and baby blue colors. And that would probably be about it. I was just planning to paint them. But when I went to fill in those holes where the hangers were with the spackle, I was struck with a great idea. I decided to use that spackle to make some snow on the roofs of these houses. And so I put some of the spackle. I wish I would have measured. You guys just gonna have to kind of watch and see how much I put. And this is all haphazard. I didn't look any recipes up or anything. I just stuck some of that spackle in another container, and then I put some white school glue in with it and mixed it up. I used my little spatula tool from the Dollar Tree to apply this concoction onto the roof of the house. And if you wanted to, now would be a good time to add some glitter while this spackle concoction is still wet. And I decided not to do any glitter. I left mine plain just because I've got enough glittery things in my Christmas decorations, and I just really wanted this one to be more mess-free. I let my snow dry overnight and it hardened really well. I feel confident that it's going to stay stuck to these wooden pieces if you're careful. Just be careful with them. Now I'm going to come in with my pastel color, sweet color paints to paint one of them pink and one of them I'm going to paint blue. As I began painting, I realized, shoot, I wish I would have put some of that snow on where it looks like there's snow under the windows, but oh well, next time, lesson learned. Anyway, I wanted to point out that on these wooden pieces, those are not just drawn. Those windows and the trees, the drawn on parts, or what looks like it's drawn on, those are actually must be laser cut into the wood. So when you put your paint on this, as long as it's a lighter color, I'm assuming, you will still be able to see those lines through the paint, which actually is a good thing because I want to be able to add those details back in. So I covered the entire thing except for the window panes and the door. I covered the whole thing with the pink paint, and then I'm going to go back in and add those details once the pink paint has dried. For the details, I tried to make things easier on myself and decided I would use these brush tip markers that actually came from Ross or Burlington, one of the really discounted stores, which you should really check out their art supplies anytime you're in one of those stores because you can get some great bargains on some things that would ordinarily cost a lot more money. So I really love these brush tip markers, and I'm going to use the side with the lighter colors, or the more sweet colors, to add in the lights around the house, and I'm going to color in the trees and the wreath on the door. I used white chalk paint for the door and around the windows. I wish that Dollar Tree would have trimmed out in wood all of the windows. They have like 2 versions of this house. The other one that I do doesn't have a door. So anyhow, I used white chalk paint to do the door and the rest of the trim. I also want it to look like there were lights on inside the house, so I used that yellow marker to color those in, but then later I decided that was just too bright, and so I go back over that yellow marker with some pink paint, and it turned out perfect after that. Then it was like a pale peachy color. After the front side was completely painted, then I let it all dry and painted the back side pink. To make the houses stand up, I used 3 tumbling tower blocks from the Dollar Tree, and it's a little bit tricky because the snow makes it a little top heavy. So you want it to lean back just a little bit, but not too far back because then it'll fall backwards. There's a balance, but if you play around with it, you'll get it right, just the right place to hot glue your blocks to the back. And the third block I put in the middle, up and down, like a prop. So it's going to take some patience to get that hot glue on there to where it'll stay just right. And you'll have to hold it in place until that glue is set. But then once that's done, you're gold. Now I want to share with you something that I am so fantastically excited about. It's called Creative Fabrica, and it's an online haven for crafters. They have online classes and wonderful teachers, which I happen to be one, that will teach you how to make practically anything you can think of. They have all kinds of patterns if you're into knitting. They have all kinds of cute ideas for the holiday season. With a subscription, you'll have access to literally millions of these awesome graphics, and they are for commercial use. So if you wanted to do a side hustle and use these to sell some shirts, or you can put these graphics on just about anything, they're okay to use commercially. Now they're running a really good deal right now because I've partnered with them. My viewers will get a subscription, all access, which gives you everything, the graphics, the classes, the fonts, everything for $1 for the first month. You can cancel at any time, no questions asked. And if you'd like to keep it, it will renew at $19 per month, which is 35% off their regular rate. That is if you use my link in my description box below. I have been really happy with my subscription so far. I've used so many of their graphics already, and I've taken several classes. I hope you guys want to try it out too. On to the next DIY. It's these Nutcrackers that came from Dollar Tree, but I never really liked Nutcrackers until I went to that Christmas shop and I saw what cute colors they could be. So I thought, why couldn't I take these $1 Nutcrackers that I'm not really crazy about and turn them into these cute ones that I loved? I pretty much wanted to stick to the color scheme like I saw the ones in the store because I loved them so much. So I picked out all of my light cotton candy-ish colors, my pink, my lavender, my baby blue. I'm going to use a little bit of gray for the belt and their swords and that staff. And I'm also going to use some gold. Oh, and white for some details and their boots. Let me just tell you, painting these little fellers was really relaxing. I just sat down at my table and just started painting away. And yeah, it took a couple coats. It took some time. It took a steady hand to get some of these details. And I am in no way saying that my painting of these Nutcrackers is perfection, because it is not. But I'm not looking for perfection anyway. I just wanted them to be cute. And speaking of cute, somebody tried to run off with my paintbrush. As a matter of fact, He didn't run off with this one, but he did get a hold of another paintbrush that I've still yet to find. It's in this house somewhere. I don't know what he did with it. The Nutcrackers in the store had white eyebrows and a mustache. And so I thought that would go better with the colors too. So I wanted to paint over the black ones that were on these Dollar Tree ones. And I thought the best way to go about that would be with my white paint pen, but it just wasn't working out very well. So I scrapped that and I got a really thin brush and just tried my best to have as good a steady hand as I could to just paint it on with white acrylic paint. And I did use a gold marker from the Dollar Tree. I love these markers, honestly. And I used it to put the details, the laces on their boots, the buttons on their jackets, and a few other little details. And here is a before the Nutcrackers from the Dollar Tree in their standard Nutcracker colors. And here is the after in their sweet cotton candy pastel colors. I've had this ceramic Christmas tree in my Christmas crafting stash for quite a while. It came from Goodwill, and I think it was even less than $3. I think it was discounted even more than that, but it was in pretty rough shape, and I never really knew what I was going to do with it until I went to that Christmas tree shop. It was a travesty. I would have bought this little white tree for $10, but it was missing 3 or more of its lights, and I wasn't sure about getting another color, so I just didn't get one at all. So my plan is to transform this Goodwill ceramic tree into something kind of like these trees. I had to remove the pieces of wire that are sticking out of here that used to hold the balls that are not there anymore, and I went ahead and took off the 2 remaining balls that were left on the tree. Then I used my same cotton candy colors to paint the decorations that were on the tree. So I did pink and blue and lavender. And I left the silver star at the top alone. I kind of liked it that color. I want this tree lit up, so I'm using one of the LED light sets from the Dollar Tree. And have you ever heard that you can take a Sharpie marker and color in the bulbs and then you have multicolored lights? Well, I don't remember where I saw this, who I heard it from, but I'm gonna give it a try. And sure enough, it works. I used a red Sharpie, a lighter green Sharpie, and a blue one, and these are the colors that I got, and it worked perfectly. Then I strung them up from the inside so that the lights were pointing outward, and I hot glued them in place. It may not be one of those vintage trees from the Christmas shop, which I still plan to get one at some point, but it makes me pretty happy to look at anyway. And the back part where it would ordinarily hold a tea light is perfect for holding the battery pack. Now let's take a look back at all our sweet Christmas DIYs today. Thanks for watching today, everyone, and don't forget, go down into my description box and check out the link to Creative Fabrica. I know that you guys will love it, and it really is an awesome deal. And hit that subscribe button and the notification bell if you're not already a subscriber, and I'll see you next time. Bye!